Hey everybody, another WARCROW battle report. I'm back with Ben. And I painted a new army. And Ben almost painted a new army.
I painted one new guy.
Yeah. So I'm playing the Scions today. The Evil Cthulhu Elves. You know more about the background than I do, though. Why are they Evil Cthulhu Elves? They've like been...
I don't have a rulebook. I don't know what the back... I know generically that the Civil War split the elves in three. Some of them went to live with the humans in hegemony.
Yeah, hegemony.
Yeah, these guys were the bad ones that ruined everything, and they disappeared.
Yeah.
And then
the Dark Elves.
And then the other ones went in the woods and bonded with the forest. That's I don't know that. That's what people on the online stuff say.
Literally all the background of the game is on the internet.
You got to get the rulebook for that.
Go to the world section of the website. You can go read.
It's short.
That's fair. It's enough. But I love the miniatures. These are from the WARCROW Adventures book. Now, box set rather. We have undergone a lot of changes since our last game. We played 2 games, and literally in the time since they came out,
the 1.5 update.
This is the Friday was the last one came out. We got the 1.5 update the same week that second battle report came out, which was with Tribes of the Northern Alliance, against my hegemony. So we're gonna do Northern Alliance against my Scions.
Yeah.
For this next one. But we've got 2 things. We have the 1.5 update, which we need to talk about. And we also have a new tournament pack, which has a new way of playing the game that includes something called feats. So the scenarios are pretty much, I think there's 6 of them.
Yeah.
And
I believe there's 6 and then 6. So they call them feats, but they're essentially modifiers.
They're like submissions. So think of it as like primary and secondary objectives. That means there's 36 combinations of scenario here, which is great because you only have to curate 6 and
it's
6.
A lot more variety compared to just the 3.
Exactly.
So,
and the way that tournaments are run is you advertise what combos each round are, and then you list build for that. So it's a little bit like Infinity. I didn't see anything about a 2-list format, which I think is interesting.
No, I didn't see like that. I
lists.
didn't read as far into that. The important part is I got sad when they banned the WARCROW Adventure guys.
Yeah, they're not tournament legal.
I'm so glad I didn't start painting those yet.
I already painted mine, which is fine. I only painted one of them, which is fair. But then I painted all of the bad guy models from WARCROW Adventure. So that's a
well, that's still an army.
Because that's an army, yeah. So let's talk about the 1.5 changes. And these are some pretty core game rule fundamental changes. And this tends to happen in the first year of something being out. They played a lot amongst themselves, and they put it out in the wild, and people just break it. It's the first edition of a game. This happened actually with Infinity, with a book called The Human Sphere that came out after the Infinity rulebook that added a bunch of like new rules basically and tweaked a bunch of things and changed a bunch of things. So I'm not surprised this has happened, and I think that all these changes are for the better. So the first one is characters. They can be fully screened by either a large monster or anything with 2 or more models. So if you're within, 5 strides?
5 strides.
Basically, you don't have to join the unit, but you can't be shot at or targeted by magic, which is great. They're also able to leave a unit now without spending any actual like actions. So they it's almost like a go prone.
And no stress or anything. I don't think there was on that one. Sorry. But
they just pop off. As long as they're not in combat, they can join or leave at the beginning of an activation.
Now, one of the things that did change is you used to be able to leave in combat. Now you can't. So
you're stuck until the combat's over. You
have to position and then run out.
And so it makes characters a little less like they can just be scalped out and killed, because I did find that was a problem in our first couple of games.
That's why I stopped using the Evoker. He basically got shot in the face every game.
And support
Lady
characters,
Attilia doesn't help. But,
and support characters take on their role more of being like, we want to be in a unit, whereas the fighting characters can kind of have it both ways.
Yeah.
And then they completely rewrote magic.
Significantly, but for the better. It's a lot more streamlined.
Way easier. Process is really simple. You only need 1 success now on your willpower roll. You can oppose it with a dispel by any other mage anywhere on the table. There's no range anymore.
Yeah.
And it's just an opposed roll. So they roll 3 black dice. You roll whatever your willpower test is, but you only need 1 success for your spell to go off.
Yeah, the tinge is no longer making your spell casting more difficult.
Yep.
It's just causing effects at the end.
Yep.
Cast the spell straight willpower.
Yep.
And then it's an after effect now. So you cast a spell, it goes off at the end of your activation. You roll the black dice you had.
Oh, to see if you take the tinge.
Yeah,
that's right.
So you're going to gain tinge.
They don't oppose you anymore. Only the enemy wizard does.
Instead of it being a random thing, and then you always take the effect. So you have to test and see how many you have and take that effect.
So they power your spell. They don't actively stop you from casting anymore. Only other enemy wizards can do that. Because you're right. Because if that's stacked, that would make it really hard to do spells.
So the description I heard that was good is instead of it making the spells harder, now you're just pulling harder on the tinge to make the spells happen.
Which is the warp. It's the chaos magic, right, that you're pulling from.
So you suffer more after effects, but the spell casting is always good. It just means wizards will get a lot more spells off.
Yeah. And there's a new miscast table that happens immediately if you suffer any tinge. And you make it every time you gain a tinge, basically, if you have any tinge. So once you start gaining tinge, you're going to make that roll every time you draw.
Yeah.
So if you ever draw, you're just making that tinge test every time.
Oh, yeah. It's going to pile up. You're going to have guys getting demoralized and fleeing and stuff with the base level ones.
Taking stress and stuff.
And then the other big one, because you haven't seen it much in our games because we never get in range, is there's no range on blocking a spell now. It's just on the table. It's just on the table.
Yeah, it's just wherever you were. And then they've also removed the prohibition on having to move as one of your 2 actions.
Yes.
So you can just do any 2 actions you want, but you only do each one once that isn't a movement action. So you could shoot and then do an action on your card that's like a shooting action. So a lot of these like double shoot action things, like the dwarves with their bump, their
there's a couple ones that get a lot there's Telia is good because she can do the headshot and then just shoot.
Then just shoot as well.
Yeah, but the dwarves mortar and shoot. There's a couple of guys like that. The character that they banned, the Wood Elf, he also had that too, so he would be able to shoot twice every turn.
And then the last one is you can activate if you are over your stress level now, if you haven't activated yet. So they've kind of removed one of the negative play experiences where you can push somebody out of the game almost by giving them over their morale. So let's say you're a 1 morale unit. If you give them 2 stress somehow before they activate, they just basically don't get to go that turn.
Well, yeah, like an easy example is if my orc hunters are in combat with you and you go first, if you attack and put the stress on, they used to be out for the turn.
Yeah.
So now I can go once because I haven't activated. And it's probably still a horrible idea because I'll run away at the end, but at least I get a shot in.
Yeah, and they've given large creatures a little bit more stuff to do by having a trample effect now when they move over to the units. So they can move through like small obstacles, walls, units that like of enemy troops and stuff like that. And they have like a trample effect when they make movements, which gives them a little bit of extra damage. It ups their damage. I put a little bit more based upon them having to just charge in and get 1 action to fight. Because they were a little pillow fisted.
We'll have to figure that out. Yeah. Because we haven't used anything large yet.
Well, I have 2. I have 2 large characters now.
It'll add because now there's units that are good against large.
It's like an impact. It's like an impact hit thing, right?
Yeah.
So I think it's gonna be interesting to see how that kind of plays out. And I think that's the major things. Now, one last bit is my Scions are on all the bases they came with. I did not put my big guys on 60 mil bases.
Yep.
So when I move, I'm just going to add 5 millimeters to all my movements. That's as difficult as it needs to be. I've got a 2.5 reduction in my threat range, and I'll put base adapters on them. In tournament play, I'd have to do something with it. I just don't care. It's a net negative to me. It doesn't affect my opponent negatively.
I get retroactive wins this day. With the aggressors, that's a win now.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah,
and now you've automatically forfeited this.
I've automatically forfeited this because I'm not on 60 mil bases.
I can't win on my own merit, but I'll take it.
Playing Ben with 1 hand behind my back. So we're going to play Decapitation with Quadrant Control today as our first mission out of the tournament pack. So Quadrant Control is round scoring based upon having the most control in each of the 4 zones. So if you're holding, I think the same, it's worth 1. If you're holding more, it's worth 2. And as long as one of the ones you're holding is in your opponent's like deployment zone, then it's worth 3 over the course of the turn.
No, it's gonna be interesting.
And then Decapitation is kill characters. Let's talk about killing characters.
I believe it's kill a unit, but there's also a bonus for killing the commander.
So there's 2 event tokens. Companies must deploy their commander during the deployment phase. They cannot use Scout or Ambusher. If the commander is removed from the battlefield by any effect that's not considered eliminated for scoring purposes. So if you like leave for some reason, the commander cannot join any unit. So you can't join units. Whoa. And then contract. After deployment, all units in the game preparation phase, including scouts, each company in deployment order, chooses a unit from the rival company as their contract. So who are we hunting? The contract cannot be the commander. The contract is removed from the battlefield by any effect is considered eliminated. If the unit in the contract has joined a character, the contract will be considered eliminated once this is destroyed, even if the character survives. And a company that couldn't choose its contract because there's no deployed enemy units will do so at the beginning of the round. So basically, if like you're all ambushing or you're all like somehow off the board, the beginning of next round, you would pick who your guy's going to be trying to kill. At the end of the game, 2 AP, 2 arcane points because this is the second scoring if they eliminate the rival commander, 1 army point or arcane point if the commander hasn't been eliminated, and a 1 if they eliminate their contract. So basically, you're picking out one of my units to kill plus my commander, and you're trying to keep your commander alive, and those are with your arcane points. Now, victory points in tournament missions are your military points and your arcane points. They max at 10. So they max at 13 because you can get 3 per round. I'm pretty sure.
Like I said, I was more focused on the FAQ, but I believe you.
Because it's hold same, hold more, hold the nearby one for 3. All of them have a max of 3 per round, I'm pretty sure, for scoring.
I'm good. I brought the bear. I got a great command.
The bear. 2
Yeah.
MP if they control more quadrants. 1 MP if they control the same amount. 1 MP if they control at least 1 quadrant adjacent to their rival's deployment zone. So yeah, it's a grand total of 3. Yeah, so it's going to be a total of 3 per round, so 9, 13 max we can get for that one, which is interesting. It's a 13 max score, which is an odd number, which would probably lead to less draws. And then overall tournament scoring per round, if we were going to score this, would be if I beat you in military points and arcane points, added together, that's my total victory points. I've won the round. If I have more of both of those individual categories, I max out at 4. If I have more in one, less than another, I get 3. If we have the same exact amount, we get 2 each. And then if I beat you in total victory points, which is the 2 added together, but you beat me in at least one of the subcategories, then you get 1 single point, even though I get my 3. So basically every tournament round, there's 4 points to spend, and how they're divided between the 2 of us is the scoring, right? So it's total of 4 available. And then if it's a blowout, it's 4-0, it's 3-1, then it's 2-2, and then it goes the opposite direction. So that's it. So 250 points, we'll share the table, we'll share the armies, and we'll get this underway. So here's my 250 points of Scions. We're led by the lovely Master Kirill. He's actually the guy that you get in the box of cards. So if you're looking for a cool progenitor sculptor, he's like the special character one. And you get the sculptor card as well. I got 2 anointed he's not going to join them because of the new rules. He's just going to stand nearby them. We have so I don't have the expansions, I only have the basic one. I got my puppeteer, I just love his miniature. And then 3 husks, which are the little reanimated corpses of dudes. I have a pair of giant boss creatures. We have the Kipleaked, which is the weird like Cthulhu color out of space monster that's all tongue. And then I got the Mormare, which is Mormab, which is the like made from other people stitch. I think it's like the final form of this thing. It feels like it eats enough and it turns into this. We got the Faildo, which is this weird little fly critter over here. He's also an ambusher. So 2 of these guys don't even start on the board because the Kipleaked and the Faildo both like live to ambush. And these jabronis, the ones that will actually start like fighting on the table. And here's Ben's 250 of the Northern Alliance.
So I outwandered the Ice Bear.
Yeah, you do.
Now we're hunting guys, so he's going to work with better. Some Orc Hunters. My new mini, Njord the Merciless. We got our Ice Archers with Celica and an Invoker. And then some Battle Scarred just to hold some points.
Sweet, so you got some actually hold objectives. Now it's funny because there's no objectives on this table. It's all just quadrants. And the quadrants will be determined by the scoring of the individual models. All right, so in tournament mode, first thing is we roll initiative. And whoever has the higher command, I believe. Yes. I think we're tied. So it's a bonus dice.
It's a orange and a yellow.
Yep, and
I get an extra yellow probably.
We're both 5. We're both 5.
Oh, then no one gets one.
Yeah, it was just a straight roll. I get 1.
I get none.
All right, so I have the initiative. We have 1 event marker, which we're going to use to mark our contracts later on, and we go and deploy. On the initiative, so I choose who deploys first. I choose for you to put the first unit down and go over there. And it's an 8 stride deployment in this mission. We're deployed. Mornmab is over here. Master Kior, the Anointed, and my Puppeteer, because he's got his risen under the card. My other 2 units are ambushers, means they'll come on later on. All right, so I'm going to call it a unit to make dead. I choose your regular old hunters to be so you can mark those guys, and then you can choose one of mine.
The Mornmab.
The Mornmab, that makes sense. So he's going to be your contract. All right, as I have the initiative, I can choose who goes first, and it's going to be you. So on 1, turn 1. And we have 5 activations, 5 turns, and 3 game rounds. So 15 total per person.
Oh, my battle scarred. They're just going to move up.
And we're going to remember to not add our moves together.
That is
do
correct.
This the right way. So you got yelled at for that.
And then the second
one. That was the first one, and the second move action.
And the third one. So it's going to be right up to there.
And your dudes all placed around him.
Yep. Within 2 strides of my leader.
And then you get an activate token. All right, well, let's get moving here, Anointed. You guys go 2-3. So I don't know which one's the leader. Let's say this one. You're the leader. So first action. And then a second action.
I'm good. I'm going to go with my Evoker here. 2 and 3. Actually, we'll leave it over here. No, I don't, because I want to be within 5 so I don't get shot.
This is true.
So I'll go there, and then I'm going to cast a spell.
That's what it does. Spirit of Halloween.
Thermopolis. Something like that.
Because you're Spartans, the spirit of Thermopylae.
I feel like that's not the way you say it, but it feels like it.
Thermopile.
So I just need one success,
I'm going to try and stop you.
but I am going to put the 3 modifiers in.
Sure.
So
Oh, all 3, okay.
I want all the big stuff.
Let's see if I stop you. You get
So
nothing.
I didn't even succeed. So you
I
don't
blocked.
even-
I blocked your no success.
Okay.
But you got to roll to see if you get tinged now.
Yep.
Big money, no money. Don't blow up immediately.
Nothing.
didn't.
So see if I cast it first.
Right. No stress, no tinge. Go to my second action. On to Mornmab. He goes 4-3. He's a bigly boy. So I'm just going to put this 5 millimeters in front of him. That's the easiest way to do it. And then 3.
Very
I'm
good.
going to move over here with my second one. It's not quite all the way. Line up a charge. My searcher's going to go.
See, like, is the officer now? And just gonna move up there, and I doubt it. But are we within 15? Heck no.
No, not quite.
So we're just gonna move up a tiny bit so that we are in 15 for the next turn.
Let's go, Puppeteer. You're going to move. You go 4-3 because you're also speedy quick. So first action 4, and then 3. Second action, I'm going to move 4-3 again. I think going this way, and then this way, and I'm going to deploy Unit Arisen. A command token. They pop out from under my card. Leader appears within 5 of me. Being zombies. That's his activation. So back to you. This is your 4th.
Yep. Activate that.
Extra Evoker, not a Joker. Try and cast a spell again.
That's the theory. So I am gonna move because I don't have any cool actions. That's good enough there.
You are stressed now.
Yep. I get it at the end of the turn, so it doesn't count against anything yet.
Yep.
But he will cast Summon the Rock on those guys. So I am definitely going to move the range to 14 to make sure that I am in, which I am. Nope. Okay. Then I'll make my move a little bit better there.
It's okay. It's okay that you knock over my models.
Yeah. And I'm going to do Summon the Rock on them.
Yep.
I'll take 1 tinge to give it the range.
Go for it.
I feel it's unnecessary for the other one.
Got yellow.
So I've succeeded.
Can I block it? Dispelling with Master Cure this time. No.
No shit.
Tinge for dispelling? What? So at the end of the end of your activation, I have
still
to do
have to
it.
make the actual attack.
Oh, make the actual attack. That's right, yeah.
So
But then
this-
I won't actually take any effects because they can hold a tinge without anything bad happening because they're evil elves.
And I might still get one. So there is my boulders pouring down on your husks. 4.
It's black, black, blue. I might die. I gotta block 4 here. I block 1. So 3, so just die. My thing is when they get wiped out though, they just go under the card of my guy and they could potentially come back. But you just completely nuked that unit. Do you get any tinge?
No.
On hollow shields now.
Correct.
So then we go to the tinge resolution phase. I have 1 tinge, which for dark-minded means nothing happens.
And on my stress.
And now you get your stress. Sweet. That was a great example of how magic now works. All right, Master. So I've got my 4th activation now. And I don't love that I'm just in the wind right now because I might not get to go first again. So I think I go with my Puppeteer. He's going to go 4 up to here and be done. I'm not going to move again. I guess I could do my 3. Just zip up this little hill. And then I'm going to spend a command token. Actually, I won't do that yet.
You could
I'm
actually
going to
cast a
blast.
spell.
Shoot you first. With Master of Puppets, a target enemy unit within 12 strides. Resolve a ranged attack of red, orange, orange. I can make it place an allied unit within 10 strides of you. So I actually am summoning him first because I want these guys to be able to get placed in combat later on. I'll bring them in. 3 command points, and now I blast you. My willpower check. I'm going to add my 2 dice to this. Yellow, yellow, orange. Let's see if I get my success. I get 2.
And I'm going to try to log it.
Oh my god, you get 3 tinge.
That's
so bad.
And I didn't even stop the spell.
Your wizard's drunk. Do I get any tinge? I sure do. I get 2. Fire red, orange, orange into that unit. 1, 2, 3.
Okay, and sorry, Ice Archers,
Only gets canceled with hollow shields.
free shield that doesn't matter built in.
Yep.
I
That's
block
one, so you take 2. The guy gets blowed up. And then I trigger my additional effects. An allied risen unit within 10 threads recovers a troop for each damage. I don't have anybody that's dead. If one guy was alive here, that would have been awesome. And then I get to place 5 an allied unit within 10 strides of me. So I'm going to place these guys in melee. Yeah, I got the room. So I'm going to go into combat with you and just be standing there. And the activation's over. Oh, sorry, I got to see what happens when I got 2 tinge. Checking on 2 here, I got to roll an orange and apply the effect. So for me, I get a strike hollow, which means receive the slowed state, which is the web.
3.
1 to 4, it just says suffer a stress. Last activation for the turn.
Well, it's got to be the bear, partially because he's got Berserker Rage, so he really has to go. So with a charge of 10, he might not actually make that.
Not quite.
Not quite.
It's 10.
So he's not going to make it. So I'm
gets
not going with him. So.
Yeah.
Well then, they're not awful. So I'm going to have them
Pound and fight.
Yeah. So.
All right. I am a zombie. And that means I get to roll blue, black, black to defend. You have the slowed state right now, so sorry because I'm engaged with you.
Orange.
So 300 to hit, and you're going to stress out an extra orange dice, and I've got black, black, blue.
So
it's built in, and then you get to roll these dice. So 6 hits, nicely done. I blocked 2. 4 hits is definitely wipes me out because I've only got 1 wound. We're dead. And you displace towards me. All right, Master Kyorg, final activation of the turn. You're going to go. You're going to make your move, which is 4-3. We're going to go 4. Then we're going to go 3. Now we're just going to go again because we can't get any closer. So we're going to go 4. Like meow. And then I don't want to get charged, so I'm going to just stay where I am. Nudge up a little bit. All right, scoring. So I've got 50 in this zone. If we're not over the line, which I'm not sure everybody is, then I think we're just scoring 1 each.
Left behind.
No man left behind for anybody who hasn't gone.
Which I got lots. Is it? I'm trying to remember off the top of my head. Is it one of those or my one full action?
Just one.
Okay. And then we got 3.
All right, we're in round 2 of 3, and it is initiative. You went, no, I went last, so I believe you go next.
Yep.
You'll get to choose who goes first because we're tied.
Well, I'm going to go first.
You're going to choose to go first. That makes sense. To get your first activation, I'm sorry, end of the round, we should say we had to check for tinge effects again.
Yep.
Because if you didn't cast any spells, and you have tinge, you have to do something. So you're just going to gain a stress, lose a stress.
Yep.
I'm going to roll on my table again and see what happens. So I roll one of these and get the exact same thing. Slowed, can't get slowed again. That's it.
Yeah. Ice Archers for sure.
Okay.
And we're going to shoot. Is that your lead? No, he's safe. We're shooting him. Well, he's not safe.
Shooting the spellcaster makes sense.
Yes, whatever. I think that's Puppeteer.
So red, orange, yellow, and that was your first activation.
And another orange for her, and an automatic hit. Those are your dice. So here's the shot.
Nicely done. 3. Already slow. So whatever slow effects you need, you already get because I got it from my tinge.
Oh, you're slow?
Yep.
Oh, take a wound automatically then.
Sweet. And then
Blue arrow.
I get to go blue, black. Blue, black. I block 1. We got 2. So the auto one, the other one, I'm just dead. And there goes my husks. Well done. All right. Well, as my first action.
You should say that on camera.
There's no way to bring back the husks. That's okay because we're going to activate a bird. No, we're going to activate a kip leaked. And they're going to arrive over here. So anyone within 10 can't see me. That's right. Full activation. So I'm going to start moving. I'm 4-3. So I'm going to go 4 to here. And then I'm going to go 3. Actually, sorry, I can't cut the corner, can I? I'm going to go 4 like that. And then I'm going to go 3. And place myself there. So this guy becomes slowed. And is now under an effect, which means I need to use an effect token. So he's now basically, if he moves, he'll take a blood. I move again, and I'm gonna go 4. No, that was out and then over.
Right, but you said you couldn't cut the corners. You used a second move to get around it? So aren't you starting the second one?
I'm starting my second action now.
Okay.
Yeah, so I'm going to go 4. Oh, geez. This guy falls over all the time. And then I'm going to go 3. And end up here. And these guys are also going to get slowed. Also get effects tokens.
Already slowed. Not already slowed.
He's done.
Okay.
And so this is your 2.
Yeah, I can still do it. All right, so he's going to charge. Even with the reduced 4 for slow, 6 is going to get him in there.
Sweet, he takes blood. Let's make an intimidating roll. Yep, willpower check. You gotta get at least 1 success here, or you get frightened. You did. So you roll a whole bunch of dice. My Kip Leak has blue. So you are slowed. Oh no, it goes.
Which I've already paid for. Yeah.
Yes. If your attacker has the slowed state, inflict a blood when you attack me. If I get a hollow strike, lose the slowed after the charge.
So
that's it.
Do I take the extra wound or no?
Oh well, it's only on hollow strikes anyway.
Okay. For movement, but you said 1 from engaging you. And
you got it.
I don't have slow when I engaged you.
Yeah. So I'm gonna have blue, blue, black. 3, 4 plus 2
4,
is
5,
6.
6. And
I block 2.
how many wounds does he have?
I'll die from this.
All right. And then I'm gonna do.
So the switch does 1 damage,
6.
and then you'll do. So the switches go off, right?
Yeah. So the switch causes 1.
Yep. I do my switches
I've done
first.
mine.
I don't have it. Well, no, the defender does their switches before, right?
No,
and
it's
then you do yours.
Offender first. So now I modify my dice. Now you modify yours.
Okay, so I don't have anything to modify with because I don't have any slowed on you, and I didn't roll any hollow strikes, and I also didn't stress myself. So I only get my 2 blocks now, and
you're taking 6, so 4.
So 4, and that's 5 total. I only have 4 wounds, which means I'm dead. Blows up. And that's his activation. Well, my 2 then. I'm going to activate Master Kior, Golden Thread, and Double Boost. And he has red, yellow, yellow for his willpower check. So red, yellow, yellow, do I get it off? I sure do with 2.
Dispel.
Nope, and you take another tinge. With the Double Boost, which I resolve after I do the spell, right?
Yeah, everything happens first.
Okay, so I get to do red, red, yellow, yellow. And he's going to become frightened because he's within 5. I'm going to do red, red, yellow, yellow against them, and then I also get to do it against him, and then they become frightened. Again, you can only block with hollow shields here. I do 1, 2. It's hollow shields to block.
Yeah, so I got 2 shields that don't matter, plus this. So nothing. How many?
2.
2. Okay, so that's another guy goes down.
Okay. And they become frightened. Well, sorry, bear becomes frightened, then he becomes frightened because I target the other unit as well. So the bear takes it, and the bear takes 3.
Oh, does it go over second?
Yep, it goes to a second
how
higher
that
than
works.
5. 3 successes.
On the bear, he's got green and a blue.
No hollows, so we take 3. What do you have left?
1.
Ooh, good. Go to all my tests, see if I get any more tinge. I don't, and I only have 1, so no additional effect. Well, let's just move back and stay there. I'm gonna go before he dies.
Well, he's not going to die. The pendant
Because you're gonna do your pendant.
of the polar bear fangs.
That's right.
He's going to heal 2 and remove all his stress.
So he goes to 2 damage.
Yeah, and he had 1 stress, but he's going to get it at the end of the turn for activating again. So, just make sure. Yep. And then for his action, he'll move to here.
And he's not slowed because he burned it off already.
Yeah. We'll just come out over to here. It's a double move there, because the other one was an action, and I couldn't care less about the other things. So.
Okay. It's a stress double activating. And then I get to do my number 3. And I'm going to put a stress on the boss.
Oh, hold on.
You forgot the effects from that dispel. That's right.
So what's 4?
4 is the same still, just a stress.
Okay.
He's demoralized from that tinge. That's crazy.
So I don't know if I take the test to run right now or not.
You immediately become demoralized. I think you run. All right, so you make your willpower test. You get 2.
So he's good. He does not flee.
Just that would have been the end of his activation.
That would have been
Then the bear would have gone. No,
Kirill's
to go.
turn.
Got it. Okay, so now Kirill's going to take his stress. He's going to move. He's going to go 4. As we do. Over to here. And we're going to do the exact same thing again. One of these guys.
I'm going to dispel it.
You can dispel. That's right. You can dispel Tinge Boy over here. Yeah.
I'm going to explode eventually.
Things are going terrible for him. So I'm doing red, yellow, yellow. It is. I get 2.
I can block that, in theory. I
Block
didn't.
1.
I stopped 1. And I didn't explode.
Didn't get any tinge, but you'll still have to make the roll at the end of this.
Yeah.
And then do I get any, oh, sorry, it's afterwards, do I get any tinge? Red, red, yellow, yellow, this time into the scarred, the battle scarred. I get 1, 2, 3. And you can only block with hollow shields.
No scarred.
Right, he becomes frightened if he wasn't already, but I'm pretty sure he is.
Yep.
You block nothing, so take 4, or 3, sorry. And the exact same thing into the bear. I get, whoops. I get 2. You can block with hollow blocks.
Nothing.
Take 2. This is activation done. Back to you.
I am.
Kid Rock.
Go with this guy.
It's 100 time, baby. I gotta kill your commander here. I'm losing all my guys.
3. And then.
Yeah, get him. See, the Kipleak would jump in here if you did that. Damn. Well, all right then. Let's do that thing where we make the killing. All right, Morton Mab, let's see what you can do. You're going on to your 3, or 4 rather, and we're gonna try and charge. Charge is 11.
Totally gonna get the battle scarred.
Yeah, probably.
Can you get far enough to get the bear?
Well, I just want to touch them and then go to the other side. So, because I want to do the impact hit. So, and then just come to the other side like that. 3 guys, so 3 hits.
Oh, sorry. First, you're intimidating.
That's right. Yeah, intimidating 2. So you're frightened. I think means you.
I have to re-roll successes, which I didn't get.
Any. So you are intimidated.
Yeah, I haven't activated, so I can still go with them.
You're maxed out. You have to make your defense roll against the.
Yep.
Charge in.
And 1 shield built in. So I take
Nothing.
2
damage. 3 damage? Oh, because you shrug 1 automatically.
Yeah,
or it's not an
3.
attack though.
I got everything else.
Oh, that's right.
3 goes down to 2, and then it goes down to 1 because of my orc skin.
Because that's anytime you take damage.
Yeah, my orc skin.
You're not the target of an attack, so this is just damage. Another willpower test to see if
with frightened, it's not so hot.
Yeah,
and I failed it anyway.
Okay. So you got more than max stress. Red, red, orange, yellow, blue to attack you.
Yeah, and I'm going to stress because it might as well at this point.
Yep. I got 3, and I do an automatic damage because I rolled a shield.
Green.
So exclamation shield built in, and you block 2.
So 3. So you convert yours first.
Yeah. So I do, I rolled a shield, so I automatically do a blood to you.
Okay, so that's just a wound. That'll remove a guy.
You already have the frightened state. You block 2 and you have a built-in.
Yes, and make a super
So you can
roll
use
thing.
switches if you have any.
Yeah, so I would have given you slow and vulnerable.
It's no damage whatsoever, which means I don't get my overrun rule here because I didn't do at least 2 damage.
Yeah.
So actually, sorry, it's not because of the attack action, it's the charge or assault action. I inflict at least 2 damage to the unit. I may displace 3. If the displaced unit collides with the unit, you both suffer a damage. If the displaced unit collides with an impassable terrain, I suffer a damage. So I'm going to displace 3 into the bear then, and body check him and do a damage. And that should kill him. He'll blow up. And then now it's the end of the activation, so this guy would check to see if...
Yeah, he's got to do his willpower test, and he's frightened.
So reroll success.
So I did... it's different now. Check the update.
Sorry, no, you haven't done this yet. That's right. It wouldn't be removed yet because you failed both those willpower checks completely.
Yeah.
So now you have to reroll one of these.
So I was at...
So you're still frightened.
So I got to reroll it once. So they flee off the table.
And you still haven't passed a willpower check, so they still...
Yeah, and they probably never will. So closest table edge, we're going to say this way. And it's the first movement. So 4, 2 and a 3.
Gained a damage on me from that hit. You go with your little guy.
Yeah, he'll charge your leader.
Obviously, yeah, get him. Takes a stress, goes in. Intimidating goes off.
Good.
So stressing for the attack. Master Kyorl has defense of black, 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 green, and because he's within 5 strides of the anointed, they automatically give him a free shield. Red, orange, the built-in hollow
red,
hit.
orange. Oh no, I'm looking at the wrong card. My bad. Red, red, hit, and exclamation mark.
All right, so this is your 5th action for this turn.
He is elite, so I can do that.
Yep, so 3. And then I get 3 blocks and a green.
So now we go to modifiers.
Well, I have to roll still. She's going to stress him for a automatic hit and shield. So 2 shields and an automatic hit in here. And I'm going to have 1, 2, 4 shields. Roll a red dice in there. So 2 hits.
So this is where our thing comes up.
Yep.
So this hollow causes a free hit,
Okay.
and I'm elite, so that'll do a hit. So we're at 3.
3 there for that 1 die.
Yeah, 4, 5, and 2 exclamations will cause you 1 automatic one. Oh, no,
The hollow does an automatic wound, not hit, which will just damage me. And then you do 4 damage.
yeah.
Okay. So I have 2 plus 2 base is 4.
And I cancel 1.
And you cancel 1, so that's going to be 3. So take 1 more damage.
Yeah.
And then you take 2 damage.
Okay.
And point.
To do the tattoo of the Blood Eagle, once per round, I'm about to suffer damage, which is these things. I'm going to roll 2 orange, and I remove 1 wound for each one obtained.
For success.
Yes.
So 1.
So I take
I'm
1.
frightened because of your end of turn effects. And then who won the combat? I did
'cause I caused a
1.
wound.
You did 2. You win 1, so I got to make a morale check, and I'm frightened.
No, you don't have to make a morale check. You're
You're
going
gonna
to
push back.
You're going to get pushed back unless you take a stress.
Right. I'll take the pushback.
Yeah. So
I'm gonna go, and it's what is it?
it's
Move?
directly away.
Is it a move?
Oh, you can't move. It's directly away from me.
Well, I can move to there.
Yeah. And
Right.
then I just follow up.
Okay, you're gonna follow up.
I have to because I'm berserker rich.
Raging and furious now, which is sweet. All right, then it's time to go with the anointed. They're going to do one of my favorite things because they have the soul caliber. This is my last action for the turn. Yeah, they're gonna make a move, so they're gonna go 2 to here. Oh, geez, get out of here, buddy. Everybody's all stuck to everybody because they all have pointy bits. And then, so 2 to here, and then they're gonna move over here. And then we're gonna do get over here. It's a whole action. Okay, well, I don't care.
So.
Just do it that way then. So there I am. I'll do a get over here. Well, fine if you're gonna stay like that. I guess I just, so if I'm,
You can assault.
no, I could just go with the Morn map again.
Well, that's true too.
I could also just
I did
kill.
clever precision. I'm so proud.
Let's just give the old Morn map a stress. He'll just charge 11,
Okay.
just all the way to the other side of you. Ah. First to make the trample is one of you, so you make a
Green,
defense
blue,
roll
blue.
against 1. Yep.
So I blocked it.
Okay. And then you get to do your, do you take a stress?
No, I don't care. I'm fearless now.
Okay. We'll pop it to see if you take a stress, yeah. You do.
I take
And I'm red, yellow, orange, blue. To attack. And the Morn map says you take
I'm going to stress.
3.
Okay.
So you get 1, 2. So I'm gonna do my switches first. I'm gonna use 2 of these to give you the frightened state, and then I'm gonna give it to you. And I didn't roll any full shields. I can't reroll any of my dice because I only have 1 damage on me. You did 1, 2, 3, 4 blocks to my 1, 2, 3 hits, but you did 2 damage to me.
Cause damage in a combat result.
So you lose the stress. Perfect. You
More
actually
damage?
won the fight.
Yeah.
So,
but you don't care because you're golem.
I'm a golem. Yeah. Well, I'll go to 2 stress, which means at the end of the turn I'll go down to 1.
Yeah.
Tinge effects. Master Cure doesn't care because he's only at 1, but you got to roll for him
I'm at
again.
4 now. So isn't that more thing? The new chart?
You have to go to 5 to get more. So you're just taking a stress.
Well, the
right
important part now is he's going to demoralize at the end of the turn. So he has to make a willpower test. And with that stress, I am 2 over mine, so I need 2 successes to not flee.
Okay. You're also.
He's had enough. He
Okay.
flees.
Bye. He
This
fell
guy.
back, and then does this guy?
He has 2 successes on this one. He did
gets
not. So
1.
he flees again.
He keeps running. No.
Oh, he's not that fast.
He goes 3, 2.
He's 2, 3.
2, 3. Yeah. And then I'm gonna have 50 on this side. I'm gonna have 95 on this side. You've got both these quarters, so you're gonna tie again. So we both get 1. Means initiative changes hands. Arrow goes down to 1, and I think we are into the new turn. Round 3, final turn.
So
All right, so that means I get the first activation.
we're not tied.
Our tie, that's right. It stays with you because we have.
Oh, I'm losing.
Because you're losing. That's right. Because I killed your commander, which is worth 2 VPs or 2 MPs. Sorry, APs, arcane points. That's right.
Because I need to get him
Activate
going
this
before
guy.
he dies.
Yep, that makes sense.
Yeah, so he'll go after. I need the points. You know what? I'll go after the Morn Slab.
One map. Okay. So I have 3 wounds left. I have black, orange. I attack when I die.
Yep.
So if you kill me, I still fight.
That's why I'm going to do it anyway. This is the roll, plus an exclamation, plus a hit. Ooh, that's good. So that's going to be nice. You can roll your defense. I think I got him, though.
So I'm going to block 1, but I do get my switches off.
Yeah. So if my switch,
Your switches go first.
you're vulnerable from last turn. So
Why? So making me reroll this dice because it's vulnerable, which is still a shield.
yep,
And that's your triggers.
that's my triggers.
Okay, my triggers are going to be, I do...
Oh, my trigger was 1 wound. Sorry, from the exclamation.
That's fine, yep. And then mine's going to be, I use 3 exclamation points to just do a wound to you. So then I block 1, you do 1, 2, 3, 4 to me, 5 because you're elite, so I just die. But it triggers my madness. When you fall to combat before moving the miniature from play, perform an opportunity attack. Attack with no switches. Red, red, orange, yellow, blue. And I'm gonna get 1, 2, 3. I have all the damage on me, so I get to reroll 2 of these, and I'll reroll these. And I get nothing.
So we're at 3.
Yep.
Reroll those. It's too bad they were good. So I block it all.
Okay, I'm stressed because you won the fight. Good job. All right, Master Kyorl's going. I'm gonna Hadouken you with the. I guess I can't. I don't need to really upgrade it because you can't be frightened. So I'm just gonna do it. Running, so you can't dispel.
Spell on them. So
And I am frightened, so I have to reroll my successes in this willpower check. But if I get this to pass, then I'm good.
yep, you should.
Get a success. Rerolling it. Still get a success.
Yep.
Frightened goes away, and it is red, red, yellow, yellow, and you only get hollow blocks. Can I kill this weirdo? I do 4.
All right, so first I'm going to do the command point and make the willpower test to remove some.
Isn't that during your activation? It's after the roll. So
block
you block
1.
1, so 1 goes away, and then you take 3.
So I'm going to willpower,
Yeah, and use your command point. See if you can shrug this damage.
or I don't think I can survive it. I block 1 more,
Okay, so you take 2.
and that's enough to get him.
Down he goes. And then I'm going to move. His move is 4-3. So I'm just going to move like this. And I want to stay within 5, but be in this half of the table quarter. Going with those guys.
Yep, where's my movie thing? He moved to get into that table quarter.
Hope you're more than 45 or 50, sorry. Yeah, shoot these guys.
Yep, I am going. I don't need the stress. Okay.
They have such a bananas defense roll. Oh my God.
No.
Hits. That's pretty good.
Yeah.
5. My defense roll's bananas though. I block 2. Elite for 3. Not elite, never mind, so just 2.
Yeah.
But then I've got, well, my triggers don't matter because this is in melee. Or this isn't in
6
melee.
wounds and slow. Minus whatever you got.
Minus whatever I got. So I've got 2 away, so 4 wounds. 3 each.
Don't worry though, I'm now going to stress her to make them fire again. So, at the same target. So, second shot.
Take a shot.
Blue arrow rain.
That's better. 1. And the built-in one for 2.
Yep.
Come on, baby. Yeah, we're good.
And then you'll take an automatic wound because you're slowed.
1 wound left. You did it. All right, my second activation. This guy arrives. Aye. Right. I'm going to arrive over here. I'm outside 10, but within 12, and I line of sight.
Can you? You're too close to my guys, I thought.
What if I'm on the other side of the hill? Arrive there, then I spend the command point, then I do the bird of prey. No line of sight. During your activation, target enemy unit within 12 strides. Place yourself engaged in combat with the target. If you inflict at least 1 blood, after the resolution, you may place yourself 7, avoiding being pushed, and then finish your activation. So basically, I spend the command point, but it's a double action. So I get to place in combat, and then I get to attack. I'd be able to fly away when this is done. Orange, 3 yellows, and a green. All right, let's see what we can do. Bam! All right, well, I do 3, and then you have to make your defense roll.
Okay. So 2. You did 3.
Do you have switches?
No, because it's a ranged attack.
So my first...
Is it close combat?
It's melee, yeah. So my switches are first. I have 4 exclamation points. If your target already has the frightened state, you demoralize. So you immediately demoralize.
Yeah, so I have to test at the end of the turn now. Or it's
no, you're just demoralized.
Okay.
Yeah, you're just running. And then I did a total of 3 hits. Canceled none.
No, 1. I have 1 built in.
You have
So
1
take
built in.
2 damage.
Take 2 damage.
Which kills the guy. And then we're gonna flee.
Take the stress to do a free strike.
Well,
Might as
actually,
well.
that's results. What's your move at the end? Is it the end of
It's
the
a
activation?
7. It's a 7.
What's the timing though?
Immediately after the resolution. So it's after you make your runaway. I get the free strike when you fall back, don't you?
You have to take a stress to do it.
Yeah, and I will.
But if your move is at the end of the results,
Yep.
I think that's the sequence thing.
So I inflicted at least 2.
Yeah, so the real
Blood.
results are that you did 2 damage, you win the combat.
Yeah.
So now, I guess, I don't know what the sequence is of the staggered
I think you run away at the end of the activation, right?
Yeah, it's whether your move goes out of sequence or not.
I think my move will go out of sequence because this is the resolution step of the combat and you're now demoralized. So I think you run away at the end of the activation, not at the end of the attack.
Right, which means you won't get the opportunity for an opportunity.
If I move my 7, which I will, because I'll go 5 and 2 over to here, just so I'm at your quarter. If I put myself on the other side of it, do you run through me? Do you take damage? But
No.
if I go to the other side of you, no? Okay.
Because I can't get in base contact with
Got
you.
it.
So
That's true, yeah, you'd run this way.
Yeah.
3rd,
I'm going with the Orc Hunters.
as one does.
Two.
And second move.
2. You get to go as many times as you want. So,
Well, I'll go with, I mean, these guys.
oh, no, sorry, I can go one
too.
more time.
Yeah, one more time, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm going to go with the boss, and then he's going to do a Hadouken. Won't up-level it. I don't have Frightened anymore. So it's my whip check. I pass. It's red, red, yellow, yellow for the golden threads. 1, 2.
2.
Nope, because you need hollows.
Oh, so
I'll kill an orc. And then we're going to move, and we go 4, 3. So we're going to move. I did this on purpose, so I get to make a move. So I'm going to go 4. I'm going to go backwards, actually. And then we're going to go 3. Then we're going to suffer a stress for this guy. And pull him into contact over here. The guardian of the family. He falls over here, and we sit in both these stable quarters. 4th.
yep, I will go over here. And then I'll take my stress, and now I'm effectively done. So,
Okay.
because I can no longer stress them anymore. So,
I'll go my 4th. And he's gonna scream for a stress. We'll just charge.
okay.
Intimidating is the big attack. So it's 3 yellows, an orange, and a green. Into those hunters. And I got no hit, 1 hit.
I got green and 2 black. Perfect.
So my switches will go off. I'm gonna give you Frightened. Only switch.
So I'm going to turn this one to a hit
Okay.
because I've already blocked the damage. So I'll do 1 to you.
Okay.
I win the combat.
You do.
So you have to take a stress or fall back.
I will fall back.
Shield for a
You
hit.
switch the shield to a hit. So I did take a damage, and then I'll fall back. And I'll go 2. Is it my first move or my second move?
That's your first move.
Okay, so I go 2. Follow up.
Yeah. And you get to go again. I have to pass because I have no units that activate.
Making a morale test for them because it was 2 turns ago that I activated them. So test, they would have gone, and these guys would have seen if they'd rallied, and then do a test.
Well, like these guys would.
Keep make a couple tests for them and see if they've rallied or not. That's all.
Where are we here? Battle
So
scar.
first do them because they're eligible right now, right? This is the
No,
turn
so
that they would have to be trying.
They're
to rally.
forever gone. You just broke them.
Nope, I broke them 2 activations ago.
It was over, and that's when I failed to demoralize because they're frightened.
So I charged and did that.
Yeah.
Then I moved. Then I did Master Kioral. And then,
Oh, okay.
so that's 2 of my actions, right?
Okay,
so now
they
it's over
should
here.
make a test. They are 1 orange.
No. So they're still demoralized.
Fail
They
it?
flee every time they test. Okay, so
Yeah.
they would have kept going. And then,
It just means these guys would test it like 3 or 4 times.
well, they also would have kept
last
fleeing every turn too. So
Yeah.
we've just forgotten to do them. So do him
turn.
twice.
Evoker made it on his.
Is he frightened still?
Well, he lost 1 from the turn, so he's no longer 2 over. So now it's just a straight up will.
But is he frightened?
No,
No, he's not. So,
Double
so
slow.
he would have come back.
So he is not demoralized anymore.
And then the other guy who fled last
So
turn.
if he fails the first one, he would have been off the
he would have been off
table.
the table, yeah. And then he rolls because he is frightened, yeah.
Yeah, so we roll that.
He passes.
Yeah, so he would have back on.
And he's succeeded, so he's gone. So they're back now holding
Yeah.
these quarters.
So we met.
All right, so they've run, and these guys are both no longer demoralized. It does mean you have other units to activate with, although they would take stress now to do anything because they've activated during those turns, right? No, is it an activation?
Well, that's like I said,
just
we're
a
at a
test.
sequence.
Yeah.
It's
One of these guys wants to rest to try and hold a zone, probably him. So he'd activate as your last activation, or you could try and kill this guy. Right, so you're gonna activate him and rest as your last activation?
Oh no, sorry, update.
Okay.
I haven't activated.
Yep.
So I can choose to activate. No, you're right. Yeah, he rests.
Okay, so he's gonna rest. Okay, and that's your last.
Doesn't matter.
That's your last.
Somebody rests.
Turn. Okay, so then my final turn. I'm just gonna take a step and do my 4/3, and then I move my 3.
Everything's on this orc attack.
That's right. Let's see if I can blow these guys up. Which I'm pretty sure I'm out of range. No, I'm not. I'm out of range. So let's go back. And let's just go with the Feldu. And we'll fight him instead. So I'm going to overstress and go to 2. I'm not a golem, so I can actually run away. Or no, I am a golem. Never mind. So I can't run away.
Yeah. You're either dead or...
actually, I ignore all the stress over.
You get it. You just ignore it.
Yeah. And I'm going to... Do I want to howl? I just hit you with 4 switches here. I'll demoralize you in the switches step. So I'm just going to do that. So another big attack.
I'll get a willpower test, but it's only orange, so probably.
Yeah. Let's see if I got you. I'm going to get both the things I want. So I'm going to get 1, 2, 2 hits and then 4 switches.
Black and green. Yeah.
So my triggers go off.
How many wounds do you have left?
Well, I'm going to demoralize you during the switches step.
That's fine. How many wounds do you have left?
I have 3 left.
Damn. Okay. I was hoping I might be able to kill you, and then nobody wins. So.
Got it. Yeah.
No, he gets white.
Okay.
So 1.5.
And they demoralize, which means they flee.
Well, it means
Right, yeah, they test, but they're frightened.
Yeah, so orange, re-rolling any success. So no, no re-roll.
And do I opportunity attack when you run away?
If you take a stress.
I might as well, yeah. I swipe at you again. With no switches, though. I do 1. That was it.
That was it. So
yeah.
They're broken, so they don't count, which means you get 1, 2, 3 quadrants, breaking the stalemate between commanders and target units.
Yeah. I don't think they do. They just, well, you get to try and rally them into the turn, don't they?
Oh, yes. So if I rally them.
Then they won't count as being done.
They're not way over. So they rallied.
Rerolling because they're frightened?
Oh, right. Yes.
They rally, yay. So not that again.
That means I do get that quarter. Oh, no.
I'm 30. So you'll get this quarter for 1.
Wait a minute. Maybe I don't. So he has too many stress. So he's got a test at the end of the turn. He stays. He has too many stress. Oh, no, he got arrested, so he's fine.
Yeah.
So,
so you've got 1, 2. I've got 1, 2, so we'll tie on that again.
Yeah.
So I'm going to have the commander kill for 2, and you're going to have the unit kill for 1, and that'll be the tiebreaker. So at the end of it, you're going to have 3 VPs for 3 rounds of time for quadrants. Yeah. I'm going to have 3 VPs for time for 3 rounds of quadrants, plus I'll have your commander kill for 4, 5. And my commander's still alive, which is an additional 1, so 6 to 3 at the end of the game. So we got end of the game. I think we did as well as we could, having to play out of a rule book that's out of date, a 1.5 document that overrides a bunch of the core rules, and both of us never having to have dealt with that many demoralized units.
Caught a rule thing at the end, and the game exploded.
The game exploded. Oh yeah, I was supposed to put a turn marker down for these.
So I might have been trying. Maybe they didn't really want to battle. So.
They might have robbed. We don't know. It doesn't matter. It was.
And people out there, let me know if a Morn Mab can move through the same units it's charging, because we weren't sure on that either.
Yes, we played that they can, because they can charge when they're engaged, which means I don't know. It's a weird interpretation. The goal, obviously, with that thing is that it's supposed to be like barreling through units doing damage. And like
the question is whether to do it he has to target something behind something, or he can just move through a unit and charge it from the back.
Yes, because it feels like that's kind of the cavalry intention too, because everything that gets large can do these like trample attacks and impact hits to try and make them a little more mobile. But he's kind of like he's the Bangarang kid from Hook. He's just rolling through people while he does damage level with spikes on him. Fighting with his
Get me a moral victory, because he cheated. That's what I'm hoping.
I don't think I cheated. But
Not intentionally.
Not intentionally.
But technically, because we played tournament rules.
It's true, yes. If this was a tournament, this game that is in pieces right now, I would have been not correct. So, disqualified immediately. Yep. So, Yes. Next game, you're going to play the Hegemony, actually. Against
Yep,
my
my first go with
Scions.
them.
Your first go with them. And we're going to try a new mission and a new, what's the submissions called? Feats. So we're doing Expanse as our next one, which is an interesting one. You have to kind of hold your flags, and banners, where you keep like a glory counter as you give out a banner to one of your dudes, and their kill count becomes how much glory they
You
get.
want a super unit to build up.
Yeah, I'm excited about it. And we're going to start a podcast. I'm going to announce that this time around too. Ben and I, by the time this comes out, will have done at least one episode of our yet to be unnamed podcast. It's going to be something real stupid. I'm going to come up with a great name for it. And associated things with that would happen too.
Can't make it geriatric. You'll make the guys jealous.
No,
So,
I won't do that. There won't be any ageist jokes whatsoever.
No, because you already called the guys the geriatric gamers. So
that was all of us.
We didn't include
there.
you.
No, it's true, because I'm actually the youngest, weirdly.
Yeah.
Or is Jeff the youngest?
Well, you're the celebrity. So, so we're like just followers.
Of stank he just put on that. That's incredible. All right, so we'll see you for the next one next week. Thanks for watching. I'm Ash.